Hey everyone, wanted to talk to you today about change and about making change, and why sometimes it's so difficult. It can feel so difficult. So often the things that we want to change are things that we would probably call bad habits. It might be wanting to stop smoking, or it might be wanting to eat healthier food. Um, and often we'll start doing these things and feel really, really positive, only to fall back into that habit again. The reason for this is that habits are formed of neural pathways in our brain. So they're encoded behaviors, they're in there, and often they've either come from a learned behavior where you've been doing this. Sometimes we'll train ourselves to do things. So smoking, for example, nobody picked up a cigarette and thought, oh, that tastes nice. We forced ourselves to try it again and again until we started to, well, basically become a habit, because it benefited us in some way, and that might have been because it made us fit in with people, something like that. Generally, food can be very similar. We can form an emotional attachment to it, so it might be a time that we've the dinner time was a really important time for us when we were young, and that's when all the family together, and that was when it was a really happy time. And you can form those attachments over time, and they become encoded into your brain. The good news is that the brain remains plastic pretty much your whole life, so it can always be changed. So people that could have had like a brain injury, that can't walk or can't use that, but they can learn how to do that again, because your brain can create new neural pathways, and you can relearn behaviors. So if you can learn to walk again, you can definitely learn to create new habits. So that's the good news. Now it's the part of how do we do that and how do we maintain that. So first thing to think about is, what do you want to change? So be very clear on the habit or the behavior that you want to change. Be very specific about the new habit that you want to form. So by having that clarity, it really helps your brain to understand what you want to be doing less of, what you want to be doing more of, and what you're going to be working towards and how you're going to be working towards it. Visualize what that change is going to look like. What would it be like when you get there, so that your brain can really start picturing this and know what it's working towards. So what's it going to look like once you achieve the change that you desire, and really get that kind of like clarity in your mind of what you're going to see, what you're going to hear, what you're going to feel, so that it can really start understanding where you're going. Think about the challenges that you might face, because without a plan in place, an action plan of how you're going to achieve this and stick to it, dreams just become fantasies. So you need to have everything in place. So if you're talking about food, if you're talking about wanting to become healthier, what are you going to do in certain situations? Your trigger points where you normally would perform a certain behavior, how is it going to be different now? And having again that very, very clear picture, and by knowing what it is that you're working towards and keep on visualizing it, gradually that becomes just how it is now, and that old habit will slowly start to diminish. But it's repetition, 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 so that you're forming those new neural pathways. That's how they happen, is just by repeating, repeating, repeating. It can feel boring to do these things, but by repeating and repeating, they're going to become the new norm, and that's what you want it become. Just normal, not something that you have to try to do. It's just normal. And then consistency. It's about making sure that that plan is so clear, you know what you're doing, you know when you're doing it and how you're going to do it. For example, I decided on the weekend, it was sunny, and I decided that I was going to start the Couch to 5K again. I've done it before and I loved it. So I decided I was going to start on Saturday. I felt inspired on the weekend, so decided to start. I was going to start on the Monday and do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. On the Monday, the weather turned. Wasn't so fun. No, I went and did it. It was fine. I actually enjoyed it. On the Wednesday, the weather turned, And I thought, don't really want to go now. But my plan is that I will go for Monday, Wednesday and Friday. What I did is, the key is to be flexible and how you're going to do this. So what I did is, I knew I was working on the Wednesday, and I was going to be out and about all day, and I wouldn't be getting back till 6 o'clock. And I knew that at 6 o'clock I was not going to want to go out. I was already telling myself that. So you've got to think about your language, think about your self-talk. I knew I wasn't going to want to do it. I was saying that to myself. So what I did was to add it into my day. So it was just something that happened, was when I finished in my very last place that I was working, it was a half an hour walk home. So I did the Couch to 5K running instead. Wasn't dressed appropriately, but I did it. I got that in, and I was so happy to have been able to have done it. And then the same thing today. Today is my third day of Couch to 5K, and I have an incredibly busy day today, and I was just thinking, well, how am I going to fit this into my day? Today's a day it has to be done, but I'm being flexible with the timings of it. It has to fit in to my very busy day, otherwise I won't do it. So again, today I knew that I had to go to the opticians to pick up my glasses, so got dressed for it and did the Couch 5K. On the way there, I did arrive a bit sweaty and a bit red-faced, but that doesn't matter. I've done it. I have a sense of achievement and I feel good. You're never going to feel good about, or you're never going to feel bad about actually going out and doing it. You're only ever going to feel bad if you don't. So I just thought, you just got to get on and do it. So I went out and did it. And that's the key, is to fit it in. You've made your plan. You're consistent with your plan. And making sure that it fits into your life. Because if it's something extra that you have to do, that's when these things tend to drop off. So looking at your lifestyle, if you've got a plan out, working out where it's going to fit, where it's not going to be an easy thing to just think, oh, well, I'll do that tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. So do it today and then just feel great. And then share it. Share it with people. Tell people that you've actually went out and did it. If you've got a team of people with you, I'm doing Couch 5K with other people, but not together. But we message each other and say when we've done it, and everybody's cheering each other on. You're spurring each other on. You've seen someone else do it. It's going to inspire you to go and do it. Surround yourself with people that inspire you to push yourself that little bit more. Good luck. Enjoy.